Hello and welcome to Lorindalandia. Today I would like to talk about the mother wound. First, when I talk about the mother, I'm describing an archetype within us. I'm not talking about a person outside of us. I'm not talking about a literal mother. I'm not talking about a outside person. When I say mother, I'm describing the archetype of us mothering ourselves. And I say mother, my last video was about the father, and these archetypes is really just to break down the human mind. This is just a way to categorize and simplify the complex human psyche, right? Usually, we mother ourselves according to the type of mothering that we had in childhood. So, we will more likely to replicate and mimic the same behaviors in terms of mothering ourselves that we were provided to. And when I speak about mother, and especially when I speak about the mother wound, the most common mother wound is emotional invalidation. It is the sense of where your emotions are being invalidated. And this can happen in many different ways. We can invalidate emotions by thinking that we are crazy for feeling them, like when we feel like these strong emotions, when we want to cry, when we want to scream, where we are feeling like these intense emotions. And we say to ourselves, we cannot feel this, like we are crazy or we are having some sort of mental breakdown. And we have all of these negative connotations to feeling emotion. That is a mother wound. Another way also to invalidate emotions is to rationalize them, is not feeling them. Imagine when we feel a strong emotion and our immediate instinct and what we resource to deal with this emotion is trying to rationalize it, trying to understand it immediately, trying to break it down logically, trying to understand, okay, where this is come from, why am I feeling this way, cause and events. Imagine rationalization of emotions can be a very powerful thing. However, first, there needs to be a space for us to just feel emotions. Basically, emotional invalidation is all the techniques that don't allow you to sit with your emotions, sit with the tears, sit with the anger, feeling those emotions in your body. So this translates again within us in the sense of when we feel strong emotions, or we might feel this guilt around it, like we cannot feel them. We might feel like this, all these negative connotations around it, like when we feel strong emotions, we might think to ourselves, oh, I'm going crazy, oh, I'm having a mental breakdown. And this demonization of emotions and this trying to basically say that emotions are a bad thing, it is a part of the mother wound. And again, usually you mimic the mother figure that you had around you. But when I'm talking about the mother wound, I'm talking the way that we mother ourselves, because the mother archetype is all about emotions and emotion validation, and consequently, when there is a wound, emotional invalidation. Also, another form of emotional invalidation that goes along, I think, with rationalization is the immediate offering of solutions without space to feel your emotions. Of course, solutions to overcome this state is an amazing thing. I'm not saying that's a negative. However, first we need to give space for us to feel our emotions in our body. It's like when you're feeling strong emotions and you go to like a friend and you are telling them and venting about your emotions, and that friend like immediately gives you a solution without recognizing your pain, without validating your experience, that usually feels very invalidating in us. Like when we go to a person, for example, and we are venting about what happened to us, we don't want an immediate solution. We want somebody to just listen to us. We want somebody to validate our experiences. And we can also do that towards ourselves when we feel like strong emotions and our immediate response is a solution, a quick fix, like let me distract myself, let me go for a run, let me go do this, let me go be grateful. Again, I'm not saying that the solutions are bad, because they are not. They're very helpful during this process. However, there needs to be space for us to validate our own emotions, for us to sit with our emotions and say, yeah, it is hard what you're going through. I'm sorry that you're going through this. I'm here for you during this emotion. I'm here to support you while you are feeling this emotion. So, a way to heal the mother wound is really to first sit with the emotions. You can always rationalize later, you can always find a solution later, but first sitting with your emotions. So, this is an example of like, okay, you feel an intense emotion. First, listen to the discourse that you have around your mind. Like, imagine if you go immediately to emotions are bad, or sensing a sense of guilt for having emotions, like I shouldn't feel this way because I should be like grateful for everything that I have in my life, and all these like ways that we might find that feeling emotions, strong emotions, we feel guilty about it. It's kind of also sitting with a sense of guilt if we have it, like sitting with that sense of guilt and being like, it's okay for me to feel guilty, but also at the same time, I recognize that strong emotions are part of life. I can still be grateful for my life. I can still have a wonderful life, be happy a lot of the times, and still have space for strong emotions, and still have space to feel like the sadness, the anger, all of those strong, like emotional pain. Sitting with that feeling, like it's okay for me to feel this way. I'm not going to try to escape it. I'm just going to try to sit with it. And you sit with emotions by tapping into your body without discourse in your mind. For example, you have this strong emotion, right? You're sad, trying to just focus your mind into feeling the sensations in your body. Like, where do you feel the sadness in your body? How does it feel like in your body? Trying to tap into your body sensation without an internal discourse, that is feeling your emotions. Feeling your emotions is just like letting yourself feel the sensations in your body without much in your mind, without you trying to rationalize, without you trying to provide solutions, without you trying to escape them. Just sitting with it when the like a strong emotion hits. Arranging time during your day, it doesn't, you don't need a lot of time. Maybe you just like need like 20 minutes at the end of the day to have a good cry, to sit with the emotions and let yourself feel. For example, what I usually do, I have a day, right? Of course, we all have to work. So, of course, like we need to kind of not unfortunately feel those emotions, because we are functioning society and we need to do our work and do our thing. But I always arrange time during the night. Okay, today I'm feeling this type of emotion. It's okay. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to be productive. I'm going to do the basic human stuff, my human functions, and I'm gonna give myself 20 minutes at night to just feel my emotions, to just cry, to just vent, to just feel without barriers, without limits, without judging myself, without stopping myself, without limiting myself. And I do this usually, for example, I can journal about it. Like I journal how I feel without filter, without restriction, without judgment, just like how I feel, exactly how I feel. Also, speaking out loud really helps me. And these techniques is really to give myself space to feel, to give myself space to feel these emotions in your body, because all I'm trying to get is an emotion, like is a sensation in my body, is a reaction in my body. And all I'm trying to do is to feel that emotion. And while I'm feeling that emotion, I like to say to myself, I love you. You are safe. You are taken care of. I'm here for you. I give you space to feel your emotions, and I love you for all the emotions that you're feeling. I love you unconditionally for all that you feel in all stages of your life. And this is what I do when I'm feeling like this strong emotion. And imagine, of course, like we can maybe process it immediately during the day because we have jobs to do, we have functions, right? But I'd like to take time, usually at nights where I find time, to take like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, just feel my emotions. And again, if you have some sort of guilt about it and some negative connotations about it, also feel uh, that sense of guilt, feel that those negative connotations, let yourself feel all the emotions you want to feel. And when you are comfortable with feeling these emotions, when you are comfortable in feeling the sensations in your body, and when basically it doesn't take that much toll on you, because strong emotions, I think they only take a big toll if we resist them, if we try to fight them, if we try to battle them. Because I feel like when we let them flow and we just like feel them, give them space to feel, they come and go. Like life is ups and downs, life is a flow, nothing is forever, everything is momentary. So I really think that the hardest part of feeling our emotions is when we try to resist it. Because when we learn to feel it and we just learn, okay, today I'm feeling this way, that's totally okay, that's totally normal. Let me just take time out of my day to let myself feel these emotions without judgment, without resistance, just having space for me to feel however I want to feel. It becomes easier. Like you can easily have a very happy life and still like maybe every day struggle a little bit with your emotions. At least I see it that way. Like just because I felt like a strong emotion now does not mean that I have a bad day. I did that actually not have a bad day at all. I actually enjoyed my day, and I actually enjoy opening myself to my emotions, even though they might be considered like bad emotions or like sadness, anger, all of these emotions that have these negative connotations in society. Even though they have a day feeling them, I don't consider that a bad day. I don't consider that, even though I'm sad, for example, I don't consider that a sad day. I I kind of learn actually to enjoy, to feel them, and to give them space to feel, and actually realize that it makes me feel even more alive than to just avoiding them. Because for example, in my life I reach a point where I try to avoid my emotions, as we all do. And for a while, right, if you are not deny and avoid, you're not just denying the perceived bad, you're also denying the good, right? So I reach this sense of apathy where I not feel, or I try to avoid feeling it all, not even the good or the bad, like nothing, right? And I realized that when, of course, I let myself feel the sadness, I also let myself feel the happiness. Our body, our minds, He knows what he's doing. He knows more than we can begin to understand. If we open ourselves to his natural flow, and if we accept and try to support the natural flow of our body, we realize that, like, bad moments or perceived bad moments are not as hard or difficult to endure. It is our resistance to them that makes it hard. It's our resistance to feeling these strong emotions that makes it hard, because we are going against our natural flow. We are going against our natural internal processes, because when we learn to acceptance, it is not that hard to feel intense emotions. It's not that difficult. It doesn't ruin your day, it doesn't ruin your week. Like, you just know that you're feeling strong emotion, that's it. You open yourself to feeling them, you open yourself to loving them, right? So when you get used to feeling emotions, and when you feel like, yeah, it's not a big deal, basically. Like, even though that I'm feeling all these strong emotions, I know it will pass. I know everything is going to be okay again. And then it's go back to the cycle, right? We go up so we can go down. We go down so we can go up. And that's life. And when we realize and feel comfortable with feeling the emotions, that's when I like to go deeper into them. And again, this is not like you do it once and it's forever. Every emotion is the same practice. Like, every different emotion is basically this practice, because the deeper you go in yourself, the more comfortable in feeling yourself. Is like an onion without end, is layer after layer after layer. And every layer gets deeper and every layer gets stronger, per se. So with any new emotion that you are feeling, it is this process of first getting used to feeling it, tapping into it, realizing, okay, it's not the end of the world for me to open up this emotion. Everything is okay at the end of the day. I can still do my things. I can still progress in life. I can still have a good day, even though that maybe I'll take like 20 minutes, half an hour to feel this emotion. My life is still great at the end of the day, right? But still, at the same time, letting myself feel the not so great emotions. When we get used to it, I like to uncover it, the root cause of these emotions. By, again, I speak about this a lot in my videos, but it's my favorite method, my favorite technique. That is, when was the first time that I felt this way? So, for example, if you are guilt tripping yourself, in these emotions, like you have a strong emotion and you have this guilt trip, like, I'm a grateful, I should be feeling this, whatever it is. And you feel the guilt and you stay with this emotion and you say to yourself, hey, it's okay. It's okay that I feel guilty. I'm not going to judge myself. It's okay. I'm not going to try to change myself. It's okay that I feel all of this negative connotation around the emotions. It's okay that I feel guilty. And getting used to feeling that. And you reach a point, okay, I'm okay with feeling this guilt. Asking yourself, when was the first time that I felt this way? And I like to ask this, for example, I'm feeling a strong emotion and I tap into my body. I clear my mind, so I'm not rationalizing, so I'm not thinking about anything, and I just focus on the sensation in the body. And I basically ask myself, when was the first time that I felt this? And when I say I felt this, is really this sensation in my body. When was the first time that I had this emotion, in the sense of when was the first time that I had this specific sensation in my body? And usually a image pops up, usually in childhood, and that's the roots of your emotion. That's the roots of your behavior. So basically, imagine you're feeling this strong emotion, right? Because again, strong emotions are normal. It's not about invalidating them. That's the mother wound. The mother wound is basically escaping and trying to deny these emotions. Healing these emotions is validating them, and validating them means sitting with them. And what I like to do to, like, basically move forward from this emotion, because again, you are never fully healed. There will never be a time where you will experience no pain. There is always going to be a layer deep. It's like an onion without end. There is always another layer. We can never hope for a life with no pain. That's impossible and unrealistic. All we can hope for is for us to know how to be there for ourselves, for us to know how to deal with these strong emotions, for us to love ourselves during all stages and all processes. So, healing the mother wound is really just learning how to feel and how to sit with those emotions instead of trying to avoid them. And basically, for me to heal a specific layer, a specific emotion, that again, it uncovers a deeper layer and it goes deeper and deeper and deeper and never stops, right? For me to fully feel that emotion, because healing is giving space to feel. Healing is not stop feeling. Healing is giving space to feel, because our body has infinite wisdom. Our body knows what it's doing. Our body comes from nature. We are nature. He knows how to regenerate. He knows how to evolve. He knows how to continue. He knows how to heal itself. And healing is not about stop feeling. Healing is knowing how to feel. So for me to fully heal per se, this layer, for me to feel okay with feeling these emotions of this specific layer of the onion, is to go to the roots and feel the roots. So going to the first time that I ever felt this way, I have a memory, and sitting with the emotions of that memory, sitting with the sensations that that specific memory evoke in my body, and loving myself through the process, saying, hey, I'm here for you. I love you exactly as you are, exactly how you feel, for all stages of the process. Basically, healing the mother wounds is letting yourself feel and being okay with feeling it at all, the good, bad, and the ugly, without judgment, without trying to escape it. Of course, after you're feeling this way, you can rationalize it, you can make the solution. Of course, uh, that is basically the dynamic between mother and father. While mother is feeling, father would be to give a solution, but all of them are valid and all of them need space to exist. But just know that you don't need to understand to heal from it, because again, healing is not about escaping. Healing is about knowing how to feel and knowing how to sit with it and learning how to be in it with love and acceptance and non-judgment. So basically, this is like a bit of a daily practice. If it's like the first time that you are like letting yourself feel your emotions, I really recommend a slow progress towards it, like little bit every day. Feel it like 5 minutes and then you can escape from it. Like if it's the first time that you are like tapping into your emotions and they feel really overwhelming, that's okay. You don't need to go full force, you don't need to feel it all. You can like little by little learning how to feel, because again, learning how to feel is just being okay with feeling, no matter the emotion. Little by little, giving yourself time and space to feel a little bit, and then you can go back to escaping, you can go back to rationalizing, you can go back to trying to find solutions, you can go back to all the techniques of escapism. That's completely fine. There is no judgment here. Again, a mother doesn't judge, a mother accepts, and I'm talking about the mother within us. You can go back to it anytime you like. You can escape from it anytime you desire, but letting yourself just feel like a tiny bit, a little bit, and getting used to the feeling of feeling, uh, accepting the sensations in your body for what they are without trying to change them, without trying to escape them from them, just a little bit every day. And the more you do this, the more you realize, oh, okay, like, again, it's not the end of the world. I can spend a day crying and still I consider it a good day. I can spend a day that is maybe like you see it from the outside and people see you sad, but just because sad, it doesn't mean that you're not happy. Just because you're feeling sadness, it doesn't mean that you're not happy during it. So, healing the mother wound is all about learning how to feel, letting yourself feel without the immediate rejection. You don't need to be perfect. You can go again to escaping it. You can go again to rejecting it. That's completely fine, especially at the beginning when you are relearning this thought pattern and this behavioral pattern. It's completely fine to go back to your old techniques. It takes time to change. It takes time to reteach yourself because again it's like this mother within us where we have learned to be a certain type of mother, we have learned to mother ourselves a certain type of way. It's going to take time to learn how to mother ourselves a different type of way. It's going to take time for us to reteach our inner mother to treat ourselves with more emotional validation. So it takes time. There are some days that you're going to be better at it. There are some days that you're going to be worse. But in none of those days you are failing. It's always a win. When you let yourself feel your emotions just for a tiny bit, it's a victory. You are winning for that. And also, I think it's very important to write down these little achievements. Like if one day you felt like your sadness for 5 minutes, that's such a big achievement. That's such a big accomplishment. That's such a victory that should be celebrated and not repressed. Let me know down in the comments what is your relationship with your inner mother. Like, how do you mother yourself? If you give yourself emotional validation or not? Like, what you do when you feel like these strong emotions? What is your first instinct? I would love to know. If you like this video, give it a like. And if you like this content, subscribe. Bye.